Good evening, Morgan. How you
Good,
doing?
good evening, Nazim. How are you doing this lovely Heritage Day? Did you get up to heritage things today?
Actually, no, I did not, unfortunately. Well, I had some braai, so that counts as part of heritage stuff. So yeah, I had some braai
No. I assume that braai is these days is the definition
of
of
heritage.
Heritage Day these
Yeah.
days celebrations. Yeah. So anyway, here we are. Unusual on a Friday night setting, public holiday as well at that.
Yep.
Welcome to this special Heritage Day show, kind of because there is it is to mark some sort of proud historic um, moments, I suppose we could call it that. The North London Derby.
Yep.
It's been going on for I think about 100 and something years. But anyway, so welcome to this our Friday night show. This is our first review show, and we thought that being the North London Derby coming up on Sunday, this is as good a time as any to introduce the show.
Yep.
Um, we have a bit of a change in format. Nazim, are more familiar with the change in format. I'm looking at some stats at the moment, trying to put together an understanding of the Arsenal and Spurs rivalry. But explain a little bit about what we're going to be doing tonight.
Okay, so tonight, and well, going into the future, is what we want to do is actually have more people's voices heard. And so what we're going to do is invite guests onto the show, one at a time, and they'll have 5-10 minutes to voice their opinions, anger, joy, frustration, disappointment at Arsenal Football Club, or everything else. I couldn't find any more words to describe your feelings as Arsenal supporter, but basically just to have more people voice their opinions and not have to wait. I know we've got a long list of people that want to join us, so they don't have to wait to join us on the show. We can just have more people voice their opinions and not just hear mine and your old druggy stories about Arsenal. So yeah, so we do have two people waiting for us backstage, being Alex and Ian. But yeah, so that's basically how we're going to do it. Invite people. So obviously, if you want to be on the show, reach out to myself, Morgan, or Warren. We'll gladly like to hear what you have to say when it comes to our football club.
Yeah. And now that we do have a sort of a second show for the week,
Yeah.
there are more opportunities to have more people on.
Yes, for
It
sure.
was going to be quite difficult because we don't have European football anymore, and that used to be the excuse for the second show of the week.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, but no Europa League, no Champions League. So, and I'm not sure where um, Carbo
Oh,
Cup.
oh, geez. Can I voice my frustration about that?
Uh, you're welcome to.
Like,
It's a good way to. It's an icebreaker for the Spurs
you know
fans.
what? No, screw DSTV. That's what I'm gonna
Yeah,
say. Screw
it was.
them. Like,
I, I
the
was.
all the
No,
games were
I,
shown,
I just have to.
but
I,
ours.
I just have to say, you took me off. You caught me off guard there because I was expecting you going to vent at Arsenal, but no, this
No.
is about DSTV. This is about DSTV.
Yes. Like all the games were shown. Like everybody could watch the game. I went through channels. Through channels, I even went to their chat. Like, where's Arsenal's game? No, we're not showing it.
Um,
Like,
I,
what the?
Perhaps someone shared something that indicated that even in the UK, they weren't screening the game live. For some reason, Arsenal versus Wimbledon was considered the least attractive game of the evening, the least interesting game of the Premier
Serious.
League guys. Yeah, so I suppose that's maybe a testament to how low the Arsenal have sunk and where we kind of rate in people's estimation these days. We probably just don't bring in any more money. So if you start winning again, if we start winning on Sunday, maybe our next game there's a better chance that we'll actually be able to see the game.
Okay, cool. Well, I was just very frustrated. I mean, I was watching. I don't know what the name of the commentators are on Arsenal.com. Those two guys, watching them trying to picture the game. It's like ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. It was insane.
Yeah, no,
But
no.
yeah, other than my frustrations, I think we can bring Alex on board
Okay.
and
So
get his thoughts.
this is not the usual Alex that we have on the show. This is
No, no,
Alex
no.
Anderton,
Yeah,
a regular face at the Arsenal pub. So
yep.
yeah, let's just bring Alex on and have a chat.
Yeah, I know him as Alex Tennis, so because I just know it. That's how I distinguish between the two Alexes, because I know this Alex plays tennis.
Oh, this Alex plays tennis.
Yeah,
We are assuming that the other Alex doesn't.
does
So
not.
let's
Yeah,
get
yeah,
on.
he does not. I'm sure he doesn't. Anyway, let's welcome Alex. Hey, how's it, Alex?
Well, how are you guys?
All good. Yeah, Francois. Wait. Like Alex, can you answer this question for us?
What do we think
Shit.
of Alex? I have to ask now. No. You've made a very bold and the expected Arsenal comment. But there used to be a time where we ruled the North London derby. Tables have over the past few seasons been turned. Are you a little bit more apprehensive about the Sunday's derby, even though it is a home game for the Arsenal? Are you perhaps a little bit more apprehensive than you have been in past seasons?
Not even close. I think it's going to be 3-1. And also, you say that, right, Morgan? The last 28, you said the last 28 Premier League home games between Arsenal and Spurs have been 11 draws, 16 wins, and 1 win for Spurs.
Okay.
So,
Wait, can I
in
ask?
terms
That you've got that record, you've got that stats in your head. So when was that last win?
I think it was 2013, somewhere around there. We lost 3-2. Where they had
Okay.
Rafael van der Vaart and all of that on their side.
Okay.
I,
So
I,
so so the so the current Arsenal form, which concerns many people, doesn't fret you too much. You believe there's something about this North London derby that will lift the Arsenal game?
in terms of form, you've just got to look at the other end. They've shipped 6 in their last 2, so we've kept 2 clean sheets. So I mean, as much as we can harp on about what we're doing, they're also not in the strongest form. So we look better going forward into the game than they do. And even then, in their Carabao Cup game, they go 2-0 up and then ship 2 in themselves and go to penalties. So the legs might be tired on some of the players.
Okay. So you're obviously a little confident that our turn of form, wherever we're going in this process, still gives us the upper hand over them, considering how they are struggling at the moment under their new manager.
100%, 100%. Just, I think our season started after 3 games. So we won 2, lost 0. So that's pretty good.
Okay, so if we just ignore the first couple of games, it will be okay.
100%.
So I want to talk. I want to talk a little bit about the lineup of Sunday's game. We saw the lineup. And we couldn't watch the game, so I'm not sure how much you know of the lineup of Wednesday's game against Wimbledon, which seems to be that is our B side at the moment. Do you foresee any of those players that started on Wednesday, the likes of Nketiah, the likes of Laka, anyway, the defense, Leno perhaps? Do you see any of those guys starting Sunday's game, or are you thinking it's going to be the Ramsdale, White, Gabriel, Tierney, and the rest for Sunday?
What I would like and what is going to happen are 2 different things. I feel, I just feel when it comes to Spurs, we have to play Lacazette. His hold-up play, the way he links in the other players in and around him, he's too important. Otherwise, I feel at times when you've got Aubameyang and say Pepe, everyone's trying to drift into channels rather than someone coming to collect the ball. And that means at the midfield, there's no runners off going in behind. So I just feel he'll be that integral part that keeps the team together.
So you see Laka in place of Aubameyang? Or
No, I see Aubameyang I see Alba out on the left, and I see Laka up front.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So you see Emile Smith Rowe losing out, or perhaps Saka losing out.
I can see Smith Rowe losing out, and I think Saka might play out on the right.
Okay. I want to ask you the question.
Oh, that's what I would like.
That's what you would like. No, we all understand this. Nowadays, we all have our theories, and the manager has his own. The return of Xhaka, not Saka, the captain Granit Xhaka. I believe he's eligible to play again after his 1 or 2 match ban. Do you imagine him coming into the side? And do you imagine him coming in? And and then the second part of that question is, would you want him to be in?
100% I can imagine him coming in. I feel that Arteta turns to him quite a lot. In certain situations, as much as he is a liability, he does have that leadership quality that you need in the midfield that can galvanize certain players. Do I think he should play? No, I think we should go with Partey and Lokonga.
Okay. Why the antipathy towards Xhaka? Why do you think that he's a bad bet or bad apple at the moment?
For me, I just think in what this team needs and what he offers at certain times, he doesn't play the ball fast enough going forward. You look at Lokonga, every now and again, he's looking for that forward pass, whereas Xhaka is taking one or two extra touches, gets closed down, and then plays the ball out wide, and then we have to restart the move again. I think there's just a little bit more urgency with Partey and Lokonga because either one of them can play that ball through.
Okay. I want to just take this comment that Roderick Fransman has just made. He says he's confident 3-1 to the Arsenal. Pardon. But he says Harry Kane has got a good record against us. I just want to take that part of the comment at the moment before we go to because I think that he supports your Laka theory. The likes of Harry Kane and Son and Dele Alli seem to have made life. They seem to have relished the opportunity of playing against Arsenal and just being a pain in our backsides. Do you think that those are the danger men, or are there other people we should be worried about, or do you think it's all just going to be sort of a damp squib on the part of Spurs?
Well, first of all, I agree 100%. I think the scoreline is going to be 3-1. And I said Harry Kane will score. I think they'll score the first, we'll come back and get 3. And yeah, I feel that those are the only 2 danger men. So Harry Kane doesn't know his arse from his elbow at the moment, or where the back of the net is in the Spurs shirt. So I mean, unless if he's secretly playing with an England shirt underneath, I think we might be in a bit more danger. Other than that, I don't think you can say Dele Alli is at that level yet. Yes, he had an okay performance against Wolves, but it's nothing to write home about. So, I mean, the biggest problem I think we'll have maybe is trying to break them down initially. Once we get one, they're going to have to try and chase the game. But yeah, I think probably the biggest player on the day is probably going to have to be Højbjerg, rather than Kane or Son.
I want to ask you about the scoreline that both you and Francois have predicted. 3-1. We have struggled to score 1 goal a league game. We obviously seem to, the midweek games, things just kind of click a little bit more. We struggle to score in the league games. Who do you foresee is going to get us 3 goals and what will break the dam this time? Is it just the nature of it being a Spurs game? Would want to score more?
100%. I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think that depending on the attitude of these players, do they play for the badge? If they do, they'll be up for the North London derby. And if they are up for it, then they will obviously be looking to take the chances that they have been creating in the last little while. I mean, you just have a look at the other night. Saka could have scored a couple. The last, when was it? The Burnley game. There was chances.
Yeah.
There's final little passes in the last third, just didn't quite pay off. And I feel with a few more games here and there, we'll start finishing off these chances. Just get into it a bit more.
Do you think that we have finally, a lot of the Gooners have complained that we haven't, we don't have a starting 11 yet, a regular starting 11. Do you think we're getting close to that at this stage? And who would your preferred starting 11 be for any league game?
I think that's a tough one to say. I think in certain positions we've got luxuries for different styles of play, different teams that we have to break down. But I think the biggest issue that we've had in terms of starting 11 has been the back four, goalkeeper, and holding midfielder. I think the rest you can generally start playing around with. The likes of Pepe, Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Odegaard. I mean, you are spoiled for choice a little bit with that. But again, it all depends on who is training hard, who's fighting for that place. But I think what I would do is I would go Alba up on the left. I would play Lacazette up front, Saka out on the right. I'd play Lukonga and Partey in the middle, and then I'd have the last back four that we played with Aaron Ramsdale in goal. I think he just spreads the ball a lot better.
Okay, so you've also kind of written off poor Leno.
I wrote Leno off last season, the season before. I feel that he's a great shot stopper, but he is too nonchalant at times when it comes down to playing the ball. He tends to make the wrong decision playing the ball forward, and just puts people under pressure. So I think Ramsdale is an English-style goalkeeper where it's no nonsense, takes the crosses, and by the looks of it, I mean, you just look, he played under Eddie Howe's team. He's not scared to play out from the back. I mean, Eddie Howe did a great job with that Bournemouth side and possibly were unlucky to get relegated. So, yeah, I think that he's a much better option going forward. There's longevity in his game.
Yeah. Alex, what do you think a win over the Spurs would do for the Arsenal season, considering our early form? Do you think it'll be a major boost, or it would certainly push us up the? It would certainly push us up the table. We'd certainly be firmly into the top half of the table. But do you think there would be other impacts as well if we were to beat Spurs?
Well, we beat them by 2, we go above them. So, I mean, that's always a good bonus. But
I think
honestly,
we have to beat them by 4 or something, Celine.
Well, we've got -7. They've got -3. We scored 2. Both got a -5, and I think we would have scored. Yeah, we would have scored more goals than them, so we'd be ahead of them.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see what the difference is at the moment. Spurs at -3, Arsenal -7.
So if we score 2, they concede the 2, it goes to 5-5. We've scored more this season than them.
Ah, yes, I see what you're saying. Ah, yes, sorry. You're much better at the math than I am, clearly.
Not just that, I've been working it out all week with checking the stars, checking if the planets are going to align.
Okay. So cool. What do the stars say? Are things looking good for us?
Well, just looking at the one that I saw outside, it said Bukayo Saka is going to score. So
Oh, okay.
it didn't say how many though.
I clearly didn't look at the right part of the heavens. Um, but do you think that would give a sort of a confidence boost as well for the team? Because we seem to be severely lacking confidence when it comes to the top teams, and whether we like it or not, Spurs are now potentially top five, top 16.
You,
Um,
it,
and we
you know what? I'm not sure I buy into that too much. I feel that under Arteta we've actually done a role reversal, and we've done better against the top sides and even worse against the minnows. But the problem that I have with this Arteta team at the moment is, like you say, it is confidence. I think even if we win, I'm not. I think I'm more confident about this game than when we play against Brighton. To be perfectly honest, they've got a
yeah.
style of play. Spurs look like a fart in an alleyway. It's just gonna. You don't know where they're going. In terms of does it inspire confidence, I guess it has to. But you only know from the next game if we actually pick up points on the road again.
Yeah. Warren has a question here, and I know this question is tormented Gooners. Again, we all have our own theories. What formation do you go with? Nasim, can you just pop that question up there? That Warren's popped there at the bottom. Yeah. There's always the question is more: do we have three at the back or do we have four at the back? Do you have any particularly strong thoughts on this?
I'd go for at the back.
Any particular reason?
I think Tierney does better in terms of getting forward when playing five at the back. However, he does create that little bit more space when we've got someone just running in front of him. I feel when he's taking up a lot more of the pitch, I think teams sit a little deeper against us when we play four at the back. It just allows a little bit of a few more runners in front of him. Also, if you have a look at the other side, I don't know how he would play Tomiyasu. If he would play him as the wing back or if he would play maybe Cedric. And I feel that with the way that the team's going at the moment, he looks really confident in Tomiyasu, so he would stick him in the back four. And you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, this will be the first real test, one would think, for players like Tomiyasu and Ramsdale, who I will acknowledge did very well in this last league match against Burnley. But a couple of the new guys that have been drafted into the starting lineup immediately, this could potentially be their toughest encounter yet for the season. What gives you hope that they will rise to the occasion?
You know what? You got signed for a reason. You get paid how much money? If you're not ready to play against the best in the world, you shouldn't have signed for Arsenal. It's as simple as that. I mean, if you ask one of us to go wear that shirt at $100,000 a week, I mean, trust me, I'd be still out on that training pitch right now, making sure that I was ready. So, yeah, I mean, for Arsenal Football Club, for us to say that, are they ready? If they're not, there's a problem.
Okay. Alex, thank you so much. I think it was like a 20 questions kind of scenario here this evening. Thank you so much. I am now finding your confidence is inspiring me. I'm a little nervous, but your confidence has inspired me to think that we could win this. Also happened to just look at the footballs, at the betting stats, the betting odds, and yes, Arsenal are favourites to win on Sunday. So yeah, that's so many people seem to have feel the same way as you do. So lovely. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
I mean, just last one. I mean, there's a reason why it's forever in our shadow. So you know what? Once, twice, it's not 3 times a lady. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks, Alex. Have a lovely evening.
Bye bye. Great stuff. Thanks to Alex
Okay.
for joining us, and we've got Ian waiting in the background. Let me bring Ian on board. Ian, how are
Okay,
you
guys,
doing, my friend?
how's it?
All good, man.
Ian, first things I have to ask you. I'm not sure if I've ever met you at the pub or anything like that. So, and I asked Nazim for your surname. Can you just tell us a bit about yourself and your affiliation and your love of the Arsenal?
Well, my name is Ian van Niekerk. I'm from Kells River. I've been a lifelong Gooner. I think from the cradle to the grave, basically. I think I started supporting Arsenal
Just give
early
me a
in the right
second.
days.
Just give me a second, Ian. Nazim, your typing
Oh,
Quite loud, eh?
is it too much?
yeah.
Is it too much? Okay, sorry guys.
No,
Sorry
no.
guys.
Ian's voice is getting drowned out. That's all.
Okay, cool. Where
Sorry.
was I?
Sorry,
Yeah,
go for
my
it, Ian.
affiliation to Arsenal came mostly from my cousins from Salt River. Growing up with them, they were mad, crazy Arsenal fans. And I was always there all the time, so I basically developed that love with Arsenal as well, especially with Ian Wright. I think I've been supporting Ronaldo at that time. Favorite player of all time is Dennis Bergkamp. I think the non-flying Dutchman is one of the greatest players to come to the club and to the league as well, you know. And I love the club with all my heart. They make you stress, they make you cry from time to time as well, but you know, it's all part of it. It's all part of it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about our slump over the past couple of years? How
Couple
has
of
that
years,
been?
couple of
Yeah,
years
couple
is
of
spot
seasons.
on, eh? It's been gut-wrenching at time, you know. The what brings the worst out is as a football fan, first and foremost, because you never thought a football club would actually get to a point where you lose a little bit of sanity, you know, losing like last season, losing 8 in a row. I mean, that was like our worst run ever. And it was hard to contain because it was like quite an intense emotional roller coaster going through all those things, getting bantered from fans, left, right, and center, you know. But I suppose it comes with the territory of being a diehard football fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did it also happen to you that, I mean, after that run, it got worse when other fans started feeling sorry for you? Then they don't banter you anymore. They feel sorry for you. It's like, dude,
But
what's
they were
going
still
on with your
banter,
team?
but they were still banter, but like pity banter. You know,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
It was
oh,
pity,
honestly,
yeah.
because
I
these
mean,
guys are suffering so much already, you know.
yeah, they don't
Tone
even
it down a little
bother.
bit.
I think
Yeah, I
for
know.
me personally, that hurt me more than the banter. I think banter is fine. It's a thing. But
Yeah,
when
you
it
used to it.
became pity, that was hurtful.
I
Yeah, no.
experienced that today at Anats in Tiger Valley, where
Yeah.
a Liverpool fan said, "Dude, it's okay. I understand. I'm not going to be mean to you." He even let me. He even let me in front of him in the line. That's the kind of level of
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
So
like,
courteous of him.
jeez.
But then again, the local fans, they speak of experience, and they sort of understand what we're going through at the moment,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
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 true.
they've been through what we've gone through and worse, I
yeah,
suppose.
Yeah,
definitely. But I think
Okay.
for all the things that we've been through as fans, it just makes us strong every season. Because,
yeah,
you know, every season is not going to be the same. So, like, now it's like a clean slate for Tete as well. Well, or not a clean slate to say, but he's got his team in sort of, they've got 60% of the players that he's hunted. So now we're going to basically have to take it from here and see what it does develop with this squad.
Yeah. I just wanted just a quick. I don't know if you've read the message there from our club chairperson who not
And
that
Warren,
message, not the address.
the one before that,
Where Warren said, "Thank you for wearing red." Warren, I just don't fit into my red shirt anymore. That's the only reason I'm not wearing it. Um,
I'm keeping my one clean for Sunday.
and I also want to share, just in case people think that the pity that we get these days is just a local thing. Francois, I don't know if you can see that message there from Francois Fransman van Skalkwijk. Um, I don't know how he signs the COVID
wow, he's getting
forms.
it from school children.
Yeah, yeah,
That's bad,
and
eh? Wow.
all the way in Bangkok. Yeah, that's the madness is
Francois,
reaching.
you should come join us one time on the show, dude. I would like to know how it is being Arsenal
Yeah.
fan in
So,
Bangkok.
but can you imagine that their first words in English that these kids in Bangkok are learning involves abuse and of Arsenal? So it's yeah, I suppose it's a useful tool for teaching a language, but it's just a pity that they aren't learning Shakespeare or something, and it's all
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
Arsenal.
All the learning
Yeah.
will take her out.
Well, this is a cool.
They're going to
I know.
think hashtag Arteta out
Yeah.
as an actual word in the English dictionary.
Yeah.
So this is, I know it's off the North London derby, but it's something that's also been bothering me since I saw his interview on Wilshere. Now, Ian, I'd like to know your thoughts on having Wilshere back, and do we give him another go at the club, or?
Okay. Well, for me personally, I am still a massive Jack Wilshere fan. It's unfortunate how things ended up with the injuries, not getting consistent form, being loaned out to different clubs, different like game playing championship football. I mean, he was training with the club in CDC now recently, CDC, CDC. And
Yeah.
he's done a lot of interviews as well with a couple of social media things as well. And it's crazy, it's quite emotional. Look what
Yeah.
his career has gone at the moment, because he should have been a world beat at the stage. I mean, he was dubbed to be the next best thing after Fabregas. I mean, if you remember that performance against Barcelona at the Emirates, where he
Nobody will
was
forget that,
having
eh?
Iniesta, like, nobody will ever forget that.
Yeah.
Jack was the next best thing, but it just didn't happen for him. And on like regards to him coming back to the club, maybe on a level where he can train, get back to full fitness. But in the direction the club is going, I don't think we can use him. Because we're going for younger players. So we have to stick him.
He is only 29. I am shocked to discover, Ian, that he is only 29. He looks like a much older man.
Yeah.
Even young before that.
Yeah.
No, but I honestly, it's my personal opinion now. People don't berate me, but I don't see a place for him in the team at the moment. I know we're going to lose a couple of players to the AFCON in January, but I think we should bring in a couple of replacements as well. But I love Jack, but I don't think he's the answer. We need to move in a different direction.
Do you think some people have pointed out, some pundits have pointed out that we've got all this young talent in the team, and we clearly seem to be going in the direction of building on that young talent. But for that, you need a couple of older players to kind of steer the ship. We don't seem to be having to have those older players stepping up at this moment. Some people are saying we don't see Wilshere as perhaps someone at the club, even if he's just on the bench, as someone who could, because he comes from a slightly different era, doesn't he?
Yeah, he could create a bit of influence though. It's not impossible, but it's entirely up to the club. I mean, I'm just taking my opinion. If the club could decide at the end of the day, okay, we'll integrate Jack with the team. Let's see how he influences the young players as well, because he is a bit of a senior station at the moment. I mean, he's been around since 16, 17, like you said, he's 9 years old, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Been around forever. It's an option, but will the club explode? That's a complete different question as well.
If you were,
we would love it. We would love it, but it's all about the club and the manager and what they can do at the end of the day.
if you were a betting man, do you see it as a likely scenario or not?
Hey, I'm not really a betting man. Like I was discussing this. I was discussing with my friend Neil the other day as well, and we were speaking about that link. Like it could be a possibility, like a pay-to-play contract. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Maybe try that option out, but allow him to train in the club, allow him to be influenced in the dressing room, on the training field. Because his experience will count for so much, and they will learn a lot from him, especially young players we have now. Because our average age is like 22 or 23.
Yep.
I think Obama is our oldest player in the club, and is our captain on top of that.
Yeah. So Sunday's game, go for it, Nazim.
Well, just that you mentioned captain. We actually got a question here from Francois.
Yeah.
He's basically, if we move on Xhaka and Oba, who do you see as future captain? Ian, I think you can answer that and give your thoughts on it.
Well, between the two, I would rather move Xhaka.
That's like, what is it with you guys, man?
Xhaka has his days when he can be unplayable. But there's too many moments in lapses where it's a red card, it's a yellow card, it's possibly goal. Those types of bad habits, we need the consistency. Well, Oba as well, he hasn't been consistent since like the season before last. They had a couple of shots, barely even touched the full season. But my preference would be to keep Oba. But future captains, we've got Odegaard, who's the Norwegian captain. The Congo was also the captain for Anderlecht. So there is potential. good leaders for the future as well. And nice, young, talented leaders as well.
Yeah. You got Gabriel, which seems quite vocal. Tierney seems like an option.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think there's quite a few. You're
No,
right.
the leadership potential is there for the future, 100%.
Yeah.
It's all about the manager and the coaching staff to utilize it and to bring it out there, and make the right decision. I don't believe in the whole 5 captains theory. I believe it should be a vice captain, captain and a vice captain period. Who run things. That's how it should be.
Who do you see is going to, considering now we're talking about captains and guys who influence the young players, who do you think are going to be the players that we're going to be looking to for Sunday's game against Spurs? Who are the guys that we're going to need either performances or leadership from on Sunday?
Oh, I love that kid. I really love it. So, first and foremost, the captain, he has to step up Sunday. Besides the fact being it's a North London derby, it's a massive game. His form has been bad. He's shown slight glimpse of running the ball, but then again, he hasn't been getting supply, but I think he has to grab the game with the scruff of the neck as well. And I don't know if Zaka's going to start. I have this feeling Zaka's going to start. I have this feeling. But if he does, though, once he steps onto the field, he has to hit the ground running. Because he's a senior player in the team, and he's won countless like North London derbies before. He knows what to do in that midfield. He knows what to play against Spurs. That's the thing. But I just hope the boys really get stuck into the game, though. Clear mind, clear everything. Just know that this is the North London derby. We need to brag nights for this game. Honestly, we really do. That's how I'm feeling at this point in time.
Like I told Alex earlier, I'm a little bit nervous these days because I'm not sure our form against clubs with a little bit of backbone is great this season. And I do worry about the performances. How confident are you that we could win on Sunday?
Well, I'm not going to lie. The last 3 wins had given me a bit of a jump though, because those first 3 defeats, I was like, the Brentford game, sort of expected because we came into this season with exactly the same type of attitude, in the squad as well, with the management, fans complaining on social media. So I think we sort of gave it to ourselves. Chelsea, Man City was expected. The next run of games after international break, we were expected to win. We've done that so far. So I think us beating Spurs on Sunday would add extra impetus, more confidence in the squad, more from the younger players as well going forward. And I'm not very, very confident, but I know we have the ability to beat it. I'm confident in our ability to beat it. Basically what I'm saying. And I really think we will beat them. I know we're going to concede goals. That's a given. But we should score goals as well.
Do you see Xhaka coming back on Sunday?
Yeah, that's a question. That's very hard question to answer. I think in terms of experience in these top 6 games, he will come back. I think that's why Lukonga might be on the bench.
Do you think I suppose it's a matter of the manager's confidence? Who he has the greatest level of confidence in that midfield at the moment?
Because he rates Xhaka very highly.
Yeah.
He must have a massive influence in the dressing room, So
How close do you think we are to coming up with? Because, like I said earlier, a lot of fans are concerned about us not having a consistent starting 11. Do you think we're getting closer to that?
We are much closer. You can see the past 2 D games as well. I mean, I love Ramsdale at the back. I'm a goalkeeper myself, and Ramsdale just his authority in the box, under those high balls, the corners, even with the whole penalty shot, being brave enough to go and make the challenge and get into the ball first. Thanks God, it got work against us for the first time in like 5 years or 6 years. But the squad is starting to take shape. Definitely the back four as well. The back four had a nice game. They looked very solid. There was a couple of moments where you wouldn't be too confident, but there was a couple of last-ditch tackles as well that Gabriel pulled off. Ben White still needs to find his feet a bit, but I think he will. I think he has to forget about his price tag, which is probably, I hope he's not weighing on his shoulders, but he has the ability. I mean, we're signing for a reason. Midfield is looking strong, but I just think we're lacking that final third. That's my only concern for Spurs.
So
that final third.
Let's then just jump into it. Let's all of us together choose a starting 11. Even the people in the comments. Let's just go through it. I mean, we've obviously got 2 options, Ramsdale and Leno. Who do we go for in goal? Morgan, you
Moment
go
is Rams
first.
over me.
Listen, yeah, I'm gonna go Ramsdale, but I think we being a bit hard on Leno.
On Leno.
Yeah, but I think that his failures is a failure of the whole team. The
Yeah.
defense was So
Yeah,
everybody,
definitely.
I think everybody's like. Look, I'm also Ramsdale. Nothing wrong with. I just feel that Ramsdale is a better goalkeeper of
his
what I've seen
distrib-
so far.
he doesn't
Yeah,
look as shaky when it comes to the distribution, and that's the
Yeah.
only reason I'm
definitely.
going for him at the moment. He
Yeah.
looks
Well,
like Ian said, he looks a lot
yeah,
more confident and a lot more
he had
authoritative
a
in
couple
that
of
box.
shaky moments. When was it last week?
Yeah.
He had a couple of passes when I think Chris Wood got close to him, but he literally
Yeah.
just got the pass like Andy Studs, which was a bit scary.
Yeah.
But then again, Leno has been great for us, but I think his form
Yes.
over the last half has looked badly, like all the mistakes though that have been piling up. Still a
Yeah.
great goalkeeper, but I just think Ramsdale's
Cool.
all-around game is more evolved than his. Unfortunately,
And
that's the way football is going.
cool. And then who do we have at right back? Tomiyasu? Tomiyasu? People in the chat? Tomiyasu
Or someone that
or
Bellerin.
we've
Cedric?
got Nuno. We have someone that said Nuno.
Nuno on right back.
He
I
can
think
actually
that-
play right back as well.
I think that is his.
Can he?
That I thought that was his job. Yeah, I thought that was his position. I mean,
No, Tomiyasu. Okay, we got one for Tomiyasu. What do you say?
I
Ian?
think I'm going with Tommy as well. I like
Yeah.
what I saw of Tommy Yassi last week,
Yeah.
last two games as well,
Morgan,
especially under the
Tomiyasu.
simply for consistency, I wanted
Yeah.
to give any player a couple of games chance to settle in and because he's only played how many games so far?
Two
Burnley was his,
two games.
yeah.
games.
So yeah, what did he start? Was Burnley start his first?
Yeah, that was
Start?
his first game. Yes,
Yeah,
He
that's
started
first
against
first
Norwich as
game.
well.
Did he?
Yeah.
He started against Norwich as well.
Yeah, he
Did he
started.
start?
Yeah,
Oh.
he started
against
both
Norwich and
games.
Burnley.
Okay. Yeah, no, so just for consistency, I like to give a
Yes.
player a run of games and let them settle in. So, and I like, and he's ferocious, it looks like.
And the middle pair, White and Gabriel. We going
Yeah.
unchanged with that, or we taking Holding and Murray? Is there space for them in there?
No. I think we
Guys
we
in the
should
chat?
stick to our back four at the moment.
Yeah. White and Gabby.
That's
Yeah.
our back four. Yeah. Guys,
Yeah.
White and Gabriel, definitely.
Okay, you guys are going with a team that's that a couple of betting sites have in mind for the starting
And
lineup.
left back, do we give Travares a go, or does Tierney keep his space?
I think Tierney still means fit. Tierney still starts every day, every game. That's a no-brainer for me.
Okay, Francois says Tierney, Marvin says Tierney. Okay, so Tierney. So here's where the magic starts.
I just want to.
So you got-
I just want to make it clear to the people we are emailing this team list to Arteta
yeah.
at his yahoo.com email address.
Okay, so what does a midfield look like? Ian, you go for your. We play 5 midfields. They're obviously 2 wide players and 3 in the middle. So
The two
give your.
defensive, the two holding midfielders. Who
Yeah,
would
do
you
we
put
go?
there?
So do we go 2 holding midfielders
So-
or 1 holding midfielder like we did last weekend?
I think we'll go two against Spurs though. Just to nullify their midfield as well. So I think we'll
Okay.
leave the two in the midfield. It
Okay.
just depends on how well they're going to pivot to each other. So it's going to be party, and this is going to be a bit. People are going to hate to put, but I'm going to say Zaka, party and Zaka.
Oh.
Ian, I got your back on that. I got your back on.
Ooh.
Ian, I got your back on that. I got your back
Thank
on
you,
that.
Morgan. Thank you.
Okay,
I
guys,
just
this is
wanna-
just what Ian
Marvin-
says. We can obviously change this. So,
Marvin-
but what
Marvin-
Ian
It's just
says,
an opinion, guys. It's just an
Yeah.
opinion.
Marvin says, that this team, that seems to be the popular team. Marvin says we technically have no, I think, either direct messaging or defensive midfielders. It's all said it's DME. We
Yeah,
have a bunch of box to box.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of box to box midfielders though, and I think that Xhaka is probably the only real defensive midfielder. I would
Midfielder in our
argue.
squad.
Yeah.
and we obviously got Odegaard in there, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
And then who do you have out wide?
Ian,
I'd
can
my
you
preference would
explain?
be-
Ian, can you explain the sudden love? It seems last season we were in two minds about Odegaard. What do you think is the sudden love that he's won?
I think when Odegaard arrived, there was a lot of hype about Odegaard as well, being coming from Real Madrid, and especially him as a youngster, 16 years old, being snapped up by Real Madrid because of his skill and his ability on the ball. I think there was in one game against West Ham, he actually ran the show. That 3-3 game, he was pressing through midfield, he was pressing through defense, he was controlling the game. Then, unfortunately, the injury which happened, so that cut his season short by like another 2 or 3 more months, so you missed quite a few more games. Then they have to go back to Real Madrid and sit through all the drama again of where the Ancelotti wants to use him as a player. I'm just glad we got him back. And it's proving to work magic for ourselves because he's been performing. I mean, that Norwich game, his high press was intense. I just wish more the players around him would press as much as he does. But the passion and desire is there. Be successful in the Arsenal shirt. That's all you want from an Arsenal player. Play for the badge.
Okay. Warren has given us a long scream of despair.
No,
No!
that's for the that's for the Shaka. That was for the Shaka. Don't worry, Warren.
That's just my
No,
opinion.
I'll bring it. I'll
I
bring it
thought
back
that-
to you guys in the chat. I'll bring it back to you. We can veto that Shaka thing.
Warren, I honestly thought it was about Odegaard. My apologies.
No, it was the Shaka thing. So Ian, who do we have out wide?
Out wide, I'm going Saka on the right because he's very good on the right. My preference is that he always plays on the right. And Orba on the left because I think that's his best position.
Oba on the left.
On top of
Okay.
left flank, it's more dangerous
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me change this to right wing and left wing.
Left.
Okay, and up front, you're probably gonna go Laka, eh?
Yeah, definitely Laka. The reason is because Laka can be a perfect role for Odegaard as well. I mean, Laka's hold-up play is amazing. So him getting the ball from Odegaard, allowing Odegaard to move as well, allowing Orba, Laka, now Orba and Saka to move as well would be great. More movement off the ball. And we lack that in the past two games as well, because Orba's been isolated on the left wing. And up front as well, because I don't think he's comfortable playing up front. But that's how I would play it though. If I was Mikel Arteta.
Okay. I thank you. This is actually going to be useful because I have to still kick out a player or two, and I have to transfer for my fantasy league. I have to think who's the most likely to start. But no place for Pepe, and no one's. What is got?
I want to throw a spanner in the works here. So the guys in the chat, you can make two changes to Ian's team here, and.
There are a couple of suggestions there already. Because I think
I saw Party Sambi in the middle.
That was one of it.
Yeah.
And it seems like the general one because there's also Party Samba with Odegaard.
Yeah.
There's also
Marvin
another
Peter
one.
said- there's
There's also another one.
Pepe and Saka on the wings. So I'm assuming that means Emil Smith Rowe to drop out.
Okay, so we're taking Shaka out and we're replacing him with Sambi. Everybody happy with that?
Yeah, poor
No, we're
Saka,
not happy.
Yeah.
We're not happy, but
poor Saka.
In all honesty, I think you two are the only two that's not happy with that. I'll also
Yeah,
give
no,
Shaka the boot.
it's
Sorry,
like it-
sorry guys. Look, I think
I think
with
his
Shaka,
value is big.
my point of view, Shaka is probably good for the club, but I would use him sparingly, like use him here and there. But he wouldn't be my first choice on the team sheet. I'd obviously have Partey and Samba there. And what I'd actually do, I'd play Odegaard and Smith Rowe together.
Yeah.
So then Partey and Samba would be back up for each other. So I don't care who plays between Partey and Samba, but Sambi, sorry. But yeah, I'd play Odegaard and Smith Rowe together every week.
I'm-
Zaka divides opinion, eh? That's the,
No, it's
Yeah, yeah,
clear.
it
I, I'm
just
just
can't
gonna
catch a break.
I'm just gonna say that when Tierney pushes up, Xhaka has been so far the most consistent in falling back and covering
That
for him.
left back position and cover.
There have been lapses, but that happens in a team that refuses to score goals.
Okay, so we've got another thing going on. So we Sambi
wait.
in, Oba out, Martinelli in.
Over on the bench. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Then we
I-
have another one here.
Roderick, can
Uh,
you just explain in a quick message why you would prefer Martinelli in, if you could, at the key?
Martinelli, it's a bit of a long shot though because his
Emil
form
Smith
really
Rowe
is not
in.
there. Struggling a bit.
Yeah.
Francois is very happy with this team. He says, no, he's not happy. We're not happy. We are elated.
You're happy with this team, Francois? I don't know. I'd probably make one change there. I would probably give Oba a rest, and I would probably put Smith Rowe in there, but I'll take Sambi or Party out for that, and I'll put Pepe in.
You guys
I
are
think
not
Pepe
helping me
is
with
another one
my.
that divides. Pepe is not
Yeah.
consistent enough though.
Yeah.
He's quite lightweight in the last two games, which is quite annoying because
But
he has the ball, he does too much though. So
But here's also the other thing. I mean, you said it backstage when we were chatting earlier. This is actually a good problem to have, that everybody
Yeah,
is fit,
definitely.
and Arteta needs to make up his mind what the team is. I mean, we talking here and we struggling, not really struggling, but we've got our opinions
We are-
on
We are
certain
divided.
players.
We are
We are
divided.
divided
when
here
last,
and there.
when last would have had opinions like this with the whole team.
No, yeah. We would have our set 11, play the same 11 all week, but yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Like the under 19s or the under 18s in the team. But we don't have
Yeah, but-
those headaches anymore.
But if you look at this, I mean, if we take Oba out there and we put in Emil Smith Rowe
Martinelli. Yeah.
or Martinelli or whatever, anybody else that comes in any of these positions could do a job. I mean, Ramsdale could go out, Leno comes in. He might not be our first choice, but he's still a very good goalkeeper, nonetheless.
So it's good headaches to have, right?
It's good at it.
No, these are not no. But here's the thing: we seem to have good headaches at the back. This is my challenge. I, in my fantasy league, have not played a single Arsenal player as a striker because I just don't see them as scoring.
Yeah, we're all
I
lacking
turned-
goals, a lot of goals.
Yeah. Who do you think is the most likely person to score goal for us? And I always think that's Aubameyang, if he gets service. Who do you think is the most likely to score beyond him?
It's hard to say at the moment because we aren't really
Let's
scoring
assume
much goals.
Laka's on the bench. Let's assume that Laka's on the bench.
I would say Laka's been sorely missed though. He does score quite often. Like, he finished the season strongly. Pepe as well last season finished the season strongly, scored a few goals for us as well. Those are the most likely options though. Saka I don't know so much about though, but still his dynamism on the wing as well, creating chances. But those are the ones we should take. Even KT that creates some chances as well. Our goal scorer should take them. So it all depends on our chance taking ability on the game at the end of the day as well, you know?
But we
So, I
don't
mean,
have
it's so
people who are
chances.
but we don't have people who are converting those chances on a consistent basis, do we?
Yeah. And that's across the board. That's in the starting lineup and on the bench. So it's a bit of a headache though.
Okay.
I think it's
And
up
that's
to
not a
boys
good
to get
headache.
it
That's
right
not a
on
good
Sunday.
headache.
Yeah, that's definitely not a good headache at all.
Okay, guys, we've
It's up
got
to the boys on
five.
Sunday to get it right though.
We've got 5 minutes. Just want to start wrapping up, sorry, and then we'll actually get Ian's prediction for the game, and everybody else in the chat, obviously. Don't forget the predictor game, money up for grabs, how it works. 7 points for exact score, 4 points for the same goal difference, 2 points for the correct results, and 0 points for an incorrect prediction. Prizes $500, first place $300, second place, and 200 rand for third place. I saw our log leader was in the chat. Colin, are you still there? And the log looks like this at the moment. Our leaderboard, Colleen O'Brien. She was in the chat on the show. I want to send you a message and tell you everybody wants to know how you do your predictions. She's still up there. Morgan, Alex Marsh coach you. Did you see?
I did not. No, that was because I forgot to submit a prediction. I think I would have got.
Oh, you
Yeah.
the Wimbledon game. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna get no points anyway because I predicted a 4 win or something.
No,
silly.
you'd have gotten
Take us
2
back to
points.
heading, eh?
You'd have gotten 2 points, yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah.
what? For us winning.
Oh, for us winning, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
No, I
But
was
that's how the log looks at the moment. So predictions. Let's see where everybody stands. Ian, we will start with you. See, Warren hit 2-0. I saw you 2-0 earlier in the chat, Warren. Ian, what do you think?
I would love a 2-0. I would love a clean sheet. Honestly, I really think that will be amazing for our defense's confidence. But I'm going to go with a 3-1 Arsenal. I know it's a bit of a long shot, but I think we might just change things around on Sunday, man. You know, the Owens will they're going to be up for it. I think that the boys are up for it. No, we need a big win. That can turn the season around and shape things going forward. So I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal. Over on the double, maybe Lacazette as well.
Yeah. Morgan, your thoughts?
I came up with a ridiculous score the last time. I don't know. I was again. I said what was the score I came up with? Something silly like 4-2. No, 3-2. I'm probably gonna go with 3-2 when I submit my scoreline because I don't know how we're gonna score 3, but I'm just hopeful.
So my problem is predicting how much Arsenal's going to score. I know we're going to win. Oh, Colin's going with a draw. Okay. Everybody. Colin's the person to follow here. She's saying draw. I'm thinking, oh, maybe I must go draw. But the thing is, that twat that plays for Spurs, he's going to score. I know that.
Are you
He's going to
Kane?
score.
I think
Kane.
about Son all the time. Son seems
No, Kane
get
always
under my
scores
skin.
against us. Somebody in the chat had Kane scored 11 goals in 11 games against us?
Yeah.
Something
Crazy
stupid
stat.
like that?
That's a
Yeah.
Drogba stat.
Yeah.
Drogba
Drogba used to do the same thing. So I'm thinking 2-1, 3-1, or even a 2-2 draw, going with what Colin is thinking.
Look forward to the memes of that because Kane hasn't touched the ball in the box in the past 4 games or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have like 10 touches on Sunday, but you'll only get 1 and we'll get 3.
Warren is trying to instill some faith in me. Kane won't score. Okay, so I'm probably we'll score 2-0, 2-1 there around. So I'll probably submit 2-1. But I think but we will win them. I'm sure we will win them. These games don't really end in draws that much. Yeah. But guys, I think we're gonna call it. I know it's a holiday, and thanks for everybody in the chat for joining us. Always fun to see your comments, read your comments. I know I try to show as much as the comments as I can, and that's why you see me looking everywhere but at the camera. But thanks again for joining us, Colin. All the best with your draw.
I want to know where she parks the time machine. She obviously goes to watch the games beforehand and then comes back. So Colin, I need to.
I like that confidence. That's what you call confidence. 4-1. There we go. Well done, Mia. And once again, don't forget to register. The website link should be at the bottom here somewhere. You should see it. But all the best to everyone. Be safe for the weekend. And let's hope we do well on Sunday. And we'll see you Monday night, same time, 8 p.m. And with myself and Morgan. And I also want to just thank Ian for joining us this evening.
Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure to come to that for the first time. Really enjoyed it.
Cool.
Nice to have you again.
Cool.
Come on, you Gooners.
Cheers.
See you guys.
Morgan. Thanks, Morgan. You want to say your goodbyes?
Yes, thank you. I'm going to remain optimistic as I always am. Fearful, but cautiously optimistic about Sunday. And
Okay. Cheers, everybody.
Have a good night.
Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.